What's going on, you guys? This is Cali Prep, and I have some breaking news. This is a red alert. This is a red alert. So, you guys, the U.S. power grid are at risk of attack. So, you have the eastern and western Texas grids are in very at high risk. The U.S. electric grid is outdated and overtaxed it, and it's only growing more vulnerable under the pressure of solar demands, extreme weather, climate change, driving the news that we see in the process of putting Hawaii utilities providers in massive operational and financial jeopardy. It's a sharp reminder of just how bad this problem is. Why it matters, despite years of talk about the modernization, the world's largest economy is struggling with a vulnerable grid that does not appear prepared to deal with soaring heat, a warm climate, and others, the disruptive events that could literally turn off the light for millions of people. So I want to say this, you guys. Why is it saying here destructive events? Which I'm saying that, you guys, Russia has been already, ever since they invade their next door neighbor, they're already planning on to knock off the U.S. grid. So, we seeing climate, we seeing a war escalating with Russia and NATO. So this already had begun, you guys. They're already pricing tags for fixing the grid only gets scuppered. And scuppered as these challenges pile up. Now, this is coming from the university expert, Austin, at the University of Texas. The grid expert, Josh, says this week the U.S. is under investing by probably a few trillions of dollars. So we see the National Conference of States of Legislators cited an estimate that said at least 1.5 trillion will be needed through 2030 to modernize the grid just to maintain the reliability. So it's gonna run them 1 trillions of dollars, 1.5 trillions of dollars. A vulnerable power grid is in the crosshair. FBI extremists plot to bring down Baltimore electrical grid. Now it says here we getting over 9,200 electric generating units that crank out more than 1 million megawatts of capacity with 600,000 miles of transmission lines. So we see natural disasters, like wildfires, hurricanes, and other disasters are heaping pressure on electric infrastructure that is in danger. So we see the U.S. right here. It says the U.S. could face many problems. So let's go back to that. I want to go back where the U.S. can face many problems here. Bear with me. And it says FBI extremists plot to bring down Baltimore electrical grid. Now it's saying, as we see global warming arising, so what some of these challenging minds, the Biden administration, a signature in Inflation Reduction Acts dedicated billions to utilities and clean energy. So we see here in the economic crisis we seeing, the IRA is working as planned. As much as $270 billion has been announced for utilities, scale power developments, and $50 billion for electric vehicles, EV supply chains. So we're seeing here, yes, but that barely is the point out of why we need vary from state to state. The last report from the American Society for Civil Engineering found that current grid investment trends will lead to finding the opportunity to funding gaps of $42 billion for transmission and $94 billion for distribution for 2025. You guys, we're in a bad economic crisis, and before you know it, all it takes for Russia to aim at the eastern, western, and Texas. This is where our grid is at. We can be facing a dark winter. So it says here, Russia are planning to do a nuclear attack, and this was Russia's plan to set a nuclear attack in the U.S. Cyber attacks has happened out in the U.S. So you guys, please don't forget the 3 P's. Practice, prepare, and persevere.